A history of conflict, Israel and Hezbollah. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah is rooted in decades of animosity and violence. Hezbollah, a Shia Islamist group based in Lebanon, emerged in the 1980s to force Israel's withdrawal from Lebanon. The group gained prominence during the Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon, which lasted until 2000. Over the years, Israel and Hezbollah have engaged in numerous armed confrontations, the most significant being the 2006 Lebanon War. Despite periods of relative calm, tensions have persisted. Hezbollah has continued to arm itself, amassing a large arsenal of rockets and missiles, which Israel views as a direct threat. The group's ties to Iran, Israel's archenemy, further complicate the situation. The Israel-Hezbollah conflict is deeply intertwined with the complex geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. The ongoing Syrian civil war, where Hezbollah has been actively fighting alongside the Syrian government, has also added fuel to the fire. Understanding this historical backdrop is crucial for comprehending the gravity of the present situation. The deep-seated animosity and volatile regional dynamics make the path to peace exceedingly difficult. Let's know the story from the beginning.
Several key events have led to the current escalation between Israel and Hezbollah. Tensions were already simmering due to a series of border incidents and exchanges of fire in recent years. However, the situation took a dramatic turn in September 2024 with the launch of a barrage of rockets from Lebanon into Israel. Hezbollah claimed responsibility, stating it was in retaliation for Israeli airstrikes on its positions in Syria. The rocket attacks prompted a swift response from Israel, which launched airstrikes on suspected Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. The exchange of fire marked a significant escalation, raising fears of a wider war. The involvement of multiple actors with overlapping interests and grievances further complicates the situation.
The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has had a devastating humanitarian impact, particularly in the Gaza Strip. Intense Israeli airstrikes aimed at targeting Palestinian militant infrastructure have resulted in significant civilian casualties and widespread destruction. Hospitals, schools, and residential areas have been hit, causing immense suffering and displacement. The already fragile healthcare system in Gaza is overwhelmed, struggling to cope with the influx of casualties. The humanitarian crisis is compounded by existing challenges in Gaza, including poverty, unemployment, and limited access to essential resources. The ongoing violence underscores the urgent need for a ceasefire and a concerted international effort to address the humanitarian crisis. Section 4. The world reacts. International response and mediation. The international community has expressed deep concern over the escalating conflict, calling for an immediate ceasefire and restraint from all sides. Diplomatic efforts are underway to de-escalate the situation, but progress remains elusive. The United Nations Security Council has held emergency meetings to address the crisis, but a unified response has been hampered by divisions among member states. While many countries have condemned the violence, there is no consensus on how to achieve a lasting ceasefire. Regional actors, including Egypt, Qatar, and Jordan, have also been engaged in mediation efforts, seeking to facilitate dialogue between the parties involved. The international community faces an uphill battle in its efforts to broker a ceasefire and prevent further bloodshed. Section 5. A wider war? Potential for regional escalation. As the conflict intensifies, concerns are growing about the potential for a wider regional war. The involvement of multiple actors with overlapping interests and grievances makes the situation highly volatile. One of the most significant concerns is the potential for Iran to be drawn directly into the conflict. Iran has pledged unwavering support for Hezbollah and warned Israel against further escalation. Any significant attack on Hezbollah could be perceived by Iran as an act of war, potentially triggering a retaliatory response. The involvement of Iran would dramatically alter the scope and scale of the conflict, potentially drawing in other regional powers. The potential for regional escalation highlights the urgent need for de-escalation and a return to diplomacy.
Section 6. The need for peace. Challenges and future prospects. The ongoing conflict underscores the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. Achieving a lasting peace faces significant challenges rooted in complex historical grievances, political deadlock, and security concerns. One of the main obstacles to peace is the deep-seated mistrust between Israel and Hezbollah. The lack of trust is further compounded by the absence of direct communication channels. Another challenge is the involvement of external actors with their own agendas and interests. Despite the challenges, the pursuit of peace remains essential. The international community must remain actively engaged in seeking a peaceful resolution, leveraging diplomacy and providing humanitarian assistance to those affected by the violence.